ASMR world here. I don't know if I should change that name, you know. It's been gone a long time, ain't it? We got the old, I can't even show about tipping it out. Trust me, there's black coffee in here anyway. Ah, lovely jubbly. Yeah, so hope we're all good. Today, what are we gonna talk about? I'll tell you. Wow. Bloody hell. Oh, I got it. I was a bit confused then. So I got Sky Sports on in the background, Sky Sports News. And they were saying that Roma had beaten Glasgow City last night to qualify for the Europa Cup or somewhere of it, or Champions League. And I was like, well, that can't be right. Then I realised they're on about women's football, I believe. I think so anyway. Maybe I'm wrong. The world's gone upside down here. Let me have a little look. Oh yeah, it's women's football. Just seen it. Anyway, hope we are all well today or tonight. If you're going to sleep right now, good night. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe before you do. I can listen to ASMR any time of the day. Like literally, right now, if I'm working and there's no one in here and there's no dogs because we have dogs. Even when we do have the dogs in here, to be fair, I just put a bit of ASMR on and it just helps me concentrate and relax so much. Though occasionally I do fall asleep with my pen in my hand. I'll be there like this, right then. I'll be there like, and then I wake up and it's written all over the page. Anyway, yeah, it is Friday, the 19th of August. 19th of August. I think for the next few videos we're just gonna stick with football transfer news. Simply because, well, in about a week's time I'll be able to get into the routine of doing the movie reviews, etc. again, and all the various stuff. But right now, as it is, things are upside down still. We was at the hospital yesterday with my daughter, and we're back again next week. So we was there 2 days ago, and we're there again next week. Gutted. So I bet on football, etc. And there was a bet yesterday that they put out, and I looked at that, yeah, it might happen, it might not. It was West Ham to win over 2 match goals, and Schumacher to score. Schumacher won. They won 3-1, I believe, and West Ham won the game. Gutted I didn't back that. Anyway, in today's mad news, mad ASMR football news, we have Casemiro. Guys, oh my god. So, I've just gone on Sky Sports on my other phone, and obviously you scroll through. I'm recording on this camera here. I just went to scroll through on this camera, which is recording for you lot. I don't know what the hell I thought I was doing. I got mixed up with this one. Yeah, Casemiro, apparently if you believe the headlines, is on his way to Man United. I don't believe the headlines, because if I did, we'd have already had, what's his name, De Jong in through the door now. We'd have had Gakpo, we'd have had Cisco, we'd have had Arnautovic, if you believe the headlines. United would right now be rather than starting 11, it'd be a starting 400. United won't sign, what's his face? Casemiro, in my opinion. If we do, that could be good news, because our midfield is trash. But at 50 million quid for a 30-year-old, I ain't that sold on the idea. If I'm being completely honest, moving to a league he's never played Pal Zidane, I think his name is. We have a James Garner. There's a lad called Charlie McNeil who's a striker. Give some of these kids a go. If we're going down, I'd rather go down with the kids in the side. Anyway, Federico Valverde says he wants Casemiro to stay at the club. So, chances are he's staying. Either that or Real should just want to get as much for him as they can. What else we got here? I mean, they got an article here on Sky Sports. Every player linked with Man United. Christ, they need a new app for that. Fancy that yesterday. Did anyone else see that? I don't know if it's going through or if it was just like waffle. But there was talk of Forest paying 42 million in total with add-ons, etc. for a deal for Morgan Gibbs White. Now, I love Morgan Gibbs White. What the hell am I on about? I started thinking UFC then. I think I'd do a UFC video after this, and I just started saying I love Morgan Gibbs White rather than Leon Edwards. No, Morgan Gibbs White is a Wolves player, has been for a lot of years now, who has never been given a chance at Wolves. He's been loaned out here, there, everywhere. He was at Swansea, I believe, last season. I'm sure he's had a spell at Sheffield United. He's basically been everywhere but Wolves. And I remember when he was first coming through at Wolves, because I've lived here 15 years now, so I remember he was breaking into the team. He was only a slight lad, like a gust of wind could have blown him over. After playing championship football, etc., he's probably bulked up a little bit now, filled out a bit, and can handle himself a lot better. Wolves have just gone out and spent 42 million on Matthias Neves, I think he's called, or Mateus Neves, or Nunes, Mateus Nunes from Sporting. Why do you feel you need to spend that when you have a young British player there in Gibbs White who's been waiting for a chance for a lot of years? And if you feel the need to sign Nunes, then keep Gibbs White. And Forest, why are you willing to pay 40 million for an unproven Premier League player? The world's just gone bonkers. I mean, Forest have come up and just turned it on its head in terms of what a newly promoted team should be looking to do, which I quite admire. Right, so we have the news headlines on Sky Sports News. United are after Casemiro, as we just said, and then they are also turning their attention to PSV winger Cody Gakpo for 34 million. The only thing I'd say about that is I'd rather spend 34 on him than 67 plus on Anthony at Ajax. Neither player I've ever seen play. But 67 million quid for a Brazilian playing in Holland. The world's gone nuts. Anthony, I just seen his stats, I think in 24 games or something like that, 22 games last season, 8 goals, 4 assists. It's okay, but it's the Dutch League. If you're worth 70 million in the Dutch League, you should be getting 20 goals in 22 games, realistically. An alternative option to Gakpo is the Atletico Madrid forward Yannick Carrasco. I mean, I remember Arsenal were linked with Carrasco about 3 years ago, and then I was like, really? In this lad who went off to play in China at one point? We don't want him at United. Chelsea are pushing for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to sign for them as a stopgap before they sign Christopher Nkunku next season from Leipzig. Now that is a deal that might happen. So what I know of Nkunku, I've seen him play a few times. I actually liked him last season, scored a few goals against Liverpool, no, sorry, City. I think he did last season, didn't the other season before. But yeah, he was a former PSG lad. They sold him to Leipzig quite cheap, and now there's talk of PSG wanting back. I think this will be Messi's last season at PSG, so maybe they go for Nkunku. They've missed out on Holland or Haaland. They've kept Mbappe for the time being. Maybe they're getting Christopher Nkunku, because there was like a lot of talk of them wanting to base their team around young Parisian players. The type of players they bring through and then sell on, usually at a cheap price. But then maybe Chelsea would be the team to go for Nkunku, because they've just sold Werner back to Leipzig. So maybe there's a deal to be done there. Look, we've had Werner. You could have Nkunku next season for a decent price. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure PSG will have first refusal on him. But what you would say is, wouldn't Aubameyang maybe get a little bit fed up being a stopgap? So he's been a Forrester on the TV. My mind's playing tricks on me here. He was a stopgap at Barcelona until they got Lewandowski. Now apparently he's not wanted, and now there's talk of going to Chelsea just to fill in the gap until they can get Nkunku. But he does know Tuchel only from his time at Dortmund with him, so who knows. What else we got here? Fulham are set to strike a deal with Roma for out-of-favour winger Justin Kluivert. I think sometimes players make it because of their name. So somebody like Erling Haaland has had to go out and do it, because if you told me 6-7 years ago Alf Inge Haaland's son was playing football, I'd be like, and what about it? Alf Inge Haaland was not a special player. Played for Leeds, Man City, Norway, obviously, and he wasn't anything special back then. He was an annoying little kid, and he was most famous his biggest claim to fame back then was that he was part of that really bad thing with Roy Keane. So, for any of you too young to know this, Roy Keane, obviously former United legend, was playing for United against Leeds, I want to say, or City. I can't remember if Haaland was with City first, then Leeds. I think he was. I think he was playing for City, and Roy Keane got injured on the pitch. So Alf Inge Haaland comes over, sees Erling Haaland's dad, comes over, and he's like screaming in the face of Roy Keane, like full on going at him. Bear in mind, Roy Keane has just seriously injured himself. He kept him out for, I don't know, 6 months, maybe more. It was a bad injury. So Roy Keane's there in agony, and he's got this annoying kid standing above him laughing or screaming, whatever he was doing. So Roy Keane pretty much decided there and then, I'm going to do him. The next chance I get, I'm going to do him. And didn't he just do him? Flipping heck, you do not want an angry Roy Keane after you on the pitch. No way. They played, so I think he was at City when the Keane injury happened, and then he was at Leeds United after City, I believe that's correct. And at Leeds, they were playing against Man United. Roy Keane was back on the pitch, and he went out and did Alf Inge Haaland a really bad injury that kept him out for I don't know how long. And afterwards Roy Keane's there in his face pointing the finger as if to say, I got you, I told you I'd get you. And afterwards Roy Keane wrote his autobiography, and he told this story in the book. He says, I knew I was going to get him. I told everyone I'd get him, like in the change room or whatever it was. But he was still playing for United at the time, I believe. And because he came out and revealed this, or he might have left United or whatever, but because he came out and revealed this, he ended up getting a bit of a ban. I'm sure he was still United United player at the time when his book came out. You got like a retrospective ban. But in all fairness, I think Haaland started by laughing or screaming at Keane when he was injured. So you get what you deserve, I guess, in life. So yeah. But if you told me Erling Haaland was playing football 7 or 8 years ago, it wouldn't have meant anything to me. But then something like Justin Kluivert, so I went off a bit of a rant. Young Justin Kluivert, his dad was obviously a very famous Dutch striker in Patrick Kluivert. Never really hit the heights he should have done. Like, honestly, when I was a young lad, there was, he had FIFAs and whatnot. They brought out a World Cup game. It wasn't FIFA, I don't believe. It was for France '98, I'm pretty sure it was. It was a World Cup game. Or maybe not France '98, maybe World Cup '02. So one of them anyway. And Kluivert was in the Dutch team, and I loved having him in, being hard and having Kluivert up there with, I'm sure Bergkamp was still there at the time, etc, etc. But yeah, it was such a good Dutch team. And Patrick Kluivert's never made it the level he should have done. I mean, he ended up at Chelsea and was a bit of a flop. He ended up going to Newcastle. Ended up being a flop there as well. His best time from what I remember was at Barcelona. And then he got moved on from there to wherever. But like I say, he's a young lad. Justin Kluivert, he got a big move, didn't he, from, was it Ajax, I believe. There was a couple of teams after him. He went to Roma. It hasn't worked out from there, and now he's on his way to Fulham for 10 million quid. Well, a loan deal with an option to buy for 10 million. In demand, Moussa Dembele's potential move to Man United could be scuppered by a cut price Juventus plan, which could leave Celtic -8 transfer jackpot. So Moussa Dembele, the former Celtic, Atletico Madrid, Lyon striker, apparently he's being linked to Man United. That article there is saying that Juve could come in and get him in a bargain deal. What they failed to mention is that Juve are currently in discussions with Memphis Depay, as far as I'm aware. I can't see Juve getting Depay and Dembele, as well as Vlahovic and who else? Well, Morata went back to Atletico Madrid, didn't he? Is what's his name still there? Is he at PSG at the minute? The lad who was, I don't think it's at PSG. The former Everton lad. He signed for Everton from Juve. Was a bit of a flop at Everton. Went to PSG, smashed a load in. I'm sure he ended up back at Juventus. I can't remember. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. That is your video. With a little history lesson there. Roy Keane and Alfie Haaland, etc. Because there were a lot of football rumours, to be fair, so we had to do that. But yeah, hope you're all good and take it easy. Hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye bye.